Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Micomlan 82-foot or 25-meter LED light strips. So these were provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful, I'll put a link to this in the description, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. I'll also put a promo code down there that you can use to get a discount on these. So if we look at the box here, we see the size is 25 meters, voltage is 24 volts, the wattage is 36 watts, the number of LEDs is 500. We have an LED controller. Has two connectors on it, an infrared receiver, power in, input is 12 to 24 volts, has a remote control. We'll pull this plastic out, and it has a piece of self-adhesive tape to put on here so you can mount this on something. We have this Like It, Share It card, instruction manual, the power adapter. This is input 100 to 240 volts, output is 24 volts at 1.5 amps. We have a little bag here. There's a couple different things in here. We have these screw-on mounting brackets, like so. So you put the tape under here and then mount that to something. It has these self-adhesive clips, so you peel the back off there and you can tape that to something. And then it has these connectors here. So you open up both of these sides, and if you cut this, you can join it back together with these. And it has two of the things to join the tape, has 4 self-adhesive mounts and a bunch of the others. I haven't counted those. Here are the LED strip reels. So these are 50-50 LEDs, meaning they measure 5 millimeters by 5 millimeters. You can see the little resistors on here too. This is where you cut it to join the sections together. So I'll plug these in. You want to make sure the arrows line up. So there's little arrows on there. I'll connect up the power supply and I'll plug it in. There we go. So I can hit this middle button here to turn it on. I think it's on the microphone mode, so I can hit this M to turn that off. Is it still on the micro? Yeah. There we go. Okay, now it's off the microphone mode. So I can hit the C to change the color. So I kind of skipped ahead to the microphone mode. So if you hit this M, it will use the microphone that's inside of this to change the lights. So if I clap my hands, it will jump, or if I'm talking, it's jumping too. So there's not a lot you can do with this remote, but it is nice that you can turn it on and off. So if you had this mounted, say, under your kitchen cabinets and the remote was missing or something, you could press the button to turn them on. And that goes to the next thing, is that you can control them with a remote, or you can control them with an app. So here's the remote. It has a bunch of different modes on it. We have on, off. You can change the brightness. I need to make sure I'm pointing at the infrared receiver here, so we can dim them. We have red, green, blue, white, orange, yellow, cyan, purple. Then we have these modes here. We have jump 3. So that's going through 3 different colors. We have jump 7. That's going to go through 7 different colors. Then we have fade 3. That's going to fade between 3 different colors. And we have fade 7, which will fade between 7 colors. Then we have music modes 1 through 4. So here's 1. Here's 2. So you can see it will flicker with my voice. Here's 3. And 4. Okay? So I'll turn the lights off so we can check these out with the lights off. So here's white. I'll do full brightness here. And then I'll turn it down to the lowest dimming. And this is the lowest with red, and the brightest with red. It's kind of hard to demonstrate these perfectly because my camera is going to adjust to the colors. So now let's take a look at the app. There's a QR code on the controller here. So I'll just get that in my camera on my device, and I'm using an iPad here. So that opened up Google Play on my Safari. So I'll just go to my App Store and I'll search for eHome Lite. So I've searched for eHome Lite here and I'll just hit download and that will download the app. I'll hit open and it will automatically connect. So here now I can move my finger around on this circle and it will change the color of the light. I can also turn it on and off with the switch in the upper right hand corner. If I go up to the gear, we have guide, shake, modify pin sequence, and about. So the shake I think you can turn on if you have this on a phone and you are dancing or something with the phone in your pocket, it will probably react to that. So in the upper left hand corner we can change the modes for choosing the color. Kind of towards the middle of the screen we can see RGB. We can tap on that and we can actually put in RGB values. So I can adjust it to whatever I want. I'll hit OK. Below that we have a slider for the brightness, and then we have presets. So I have like pink, red, blue. That's a light blue, dark blue. CCT, I'm not sure what that is. And then W. And then below that we have classic. We have yellow, white, cyan, red, green, and blue. So this opens up to the adjust page. If we go to the bottom, we can click on style, and there's lots of different styles here. So if I hit static red, well, I'm already on static red, let's try static blue. There we go. Static green. And then it has different strobe modes. So this is like red strobe. And you can change the speed and the brightness of these. So we can slow that down. We can change the brightness so it's dimmer. It has like crossfade, so here's red blue crossfade. You can see it going back and forth between the two. White gradual change. So there's just a huge list of modes on here. Next we'll go to music. We can play a song here and you can see it reacting to the music. Next on the bottom we have mic. So this is the microphone. So it's going to react to music you have playing in the room. So if you have a stereo system, you have music playing, this will react to it. And there's different modes here. There's classic, soft, dynamic, and disco. I'm not sure exactly how all those work. You would probably want to turn your music on that you want to listen to and try the different modes and see which one gives you the best presentation. So if I'm talking here, I need to talk a little bit louder. Or I can clap my hands, you can see it's reacting to the music. And finally on the bottom here we have schedule. So you can set these to turn on and off at different times. So let's go back here to style. Let's go to the blue-red crossfade. I'm going to turn my light off here so we can see this a little easier. So I'm going to unplug the power from the power brick here. And now I'll plug it back in. Okay. So it went back to the blue-red crossfade. So that means it retained the mode. So if you have this hooked up to something like a wall switch or a timer, you don't have to worry about it resetting the lights when you turn it on and off. Let's try a different one here. Here's yellow, gradual change. So I'll unplug it, plug it back in, and it went back to the same mode. So now I'll go to adjust. I'm going to go to RGB and I'm going to turn this all the way up. So this is full white brightness, and I have my meter hooked up here, and it says we're drawing 38 watts. So the specs on the package said 36 watts, so I'm getting 2 watts over that. So I don't think that's a huge deal. That's not uncommon. So if we dim these down all the way, we're at 0.7 watts. Let's just do something like red. So 0.6. So the range on this is 0.6 watts to 38 watts. Now if I do full red brightness, we're at 31 watts, about 32. So since this is an 82-foot reel, this would work well if you wanted to put these around the perimeter of a room that was around 20 by 20 feet. So the way you'd probably situate this is you might say put this in a corner of the room and you'd have one reel go off one direction and one reel go off the other direction. So it'd be about 40 feet for each reel. You could also use these in the kitchen. With this much length, you could put these under the cabinet, above the cabinets, and maybe even under the kick plate. So there's lots of options for something like this. You could also put these under your bed, around your headboard. I mean, that's not my thing, but I know people do that, so I'm not going to judge what they want to do. And this is self-adhesive on the back side here. So you would peel off this tape here, and it has kind of a gooey, sticky back on it. There. So it should stick to most surfaces. You want to make sure you clean your surfaces before you attach it though, because if dust is on the surface, the adhesive is going to stick to the dust and not your surface. So that's the Micomlan 25-foot LED light strips. That's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.